Kadash, 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 Adonai, Elohim, Sabaoth, meaning holy, 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 Lord of hosts. That is the prayer that the angels or the etheric beings sing day and night to the Most High, Anu, Elion, El. Also could be said as a mantra to remove any negative energy or negative ions from out of the airwaves, known as the ether, because the ether is the breath of life. Ether is the plasma within the DNA. It is made up of ionized gases, the electrons that fire through your veins and your heart. You know, it is energy, the energy part of your body which creates the soul. Ether is made up of ionized gases. So once you say these sound vibrational frequencies, it removes negative energy, through throat chakra, which deals with communications, which is also an energy field. So when you speak those things, it gives a sound vibrational frequency as well as energy and removes negative energy throughout the airways. Yah, He, Vah, He, those 4 syllables out of the Hebrew alphabet, which consists of 22 letters. Those 4 syllables are sound vibrational frequency in itself, which also creates a Hashem, which is a name. That Hashem, those Hashems, which some people know as, in English, people say Jehovah, because Jah is the English word for Yah. Some people say Yahuwah. Some people say Yahweh. Some people say Yahweh. But those 4 syllables can be said singularly by themselves because they all have their own meaning, which come together in duality as a collective whole, which consists of divine masculine and divine feminine energies, which all have attributes, and personality traits that are attached to them, just like everything else. The first Yah signifies the Father who art in heaven, Abba, the architect of the universe, which is a divine masculine energy. He signifies a divine feminine energy that deals with Mother Earth, Mother Nature, which is, spirits of the wind, the womb of the earth where mankind was created, shaped, molded, and formed. Mankind consists of duality, which is male and female, which create human, not human Human, but Hueman, human, which means God man. Va is mankind, us, in the image, itself, which I just said, the male and female. Va is mankind itself, which is created in the image and the likeness, because in the beginning Elohim said, let us create them in our image. That passage goes past a lot of people's head. Like I always say, Elohim is plural, it means more than one, and keywords in that passage are us and our. Us means more than one, which deals with a dual nature, and our means a collective whole, So that is Va, because mankind was created and molded in the earth. The earth, you consisted as a womb, it was impregnated, and we were created throughout the elements. That's why we are connected to the elements and everything else. That's what a lot of this lesson, which I'm doing a 3-part series. First I did the chakras. Tonight I'm going to do the auroras. Now back to the last Hey, it goes back to a divine feminine energy as well, just like the first Hey, which deals with Anna. Anna means mother, just like Abba means father. So Anna Chokma. Chokma on the Hebrew Sephiroth. The 10 Sephiroths of the tree of life is Chokma, which means wisdom. Mother wisdom. Anna Chokma. Another thing of dual nature, which we're going to learn when we're talking about in this aurora, is how your physical body connects to your celestial body, your spiritual body, as above, so below. The macro prosophus above and the micro prosophus below, because we are the microorganisms and the host of the Elohim. So, what we're about to get into tonight is, auroras, colors, how the emotions and our energy fields within us connect us to the unseen, the etheric world, the energy fields in our body, how they connect to the energy fields and the ley lines of the earth, that umbilical cord or that ladder that comes from heaven, which is just an analogy and a metaphor for, a concept, the idea. That's where you get Heka from. Heka means to be a builder, one that's in tune with nature, one that deals with mathematics and consistencies and patterns of how everything rotates and goes together, cycles, which is where you get, the builder from, the carpenter, as Jesus was called in the Bible, or you could say Hamashiach, you could say the Messiah, you could say Yahshua, some people say Yahawashah, but each name has a meaning, just like Joshua, that's where you get Yahshua, but Joshua means he is salvation as well, because he became the salvation, for the people to keep things going after, Moses. So, no furthermore of the introduction, that's just a concept and that I'm trying to embed into people's minds, because it's more to these words, names, they all have meaning, and it's very key that you know what they mean, because it'll go over a lot of people's head. So today we're going to go into auroras, the same book that I did the chakras out of. This is basically, this deals all of magneticism, Heka, magic. It just deals with metaphysics, and this is basically practical magic, magneticism for beginners. Just basically talking about the metaphysics of the body. Alright, let's jump right into it. Chapter 2, Auroras. The energy fields that envelopes all living beings, including plants, animals, and humans, is called the aurora. The chakras cycle energy through your energy field, and this is how your aurora and your chakra system intertwine. Everything has to intertwine. That's how duality works, It always deals with two, a counterbalance to each part, So you have a physical body. This is how your energy field, connects, your inward energy field goes to your outward, your spiritual body. But it's going to break it all down in here, Your aurora tracks energy. When your aurora becomes overloaded, the chakras slow down. This results in presentation of physical symptoms and restricts your ability to manifest your desires. It is believed that your aurora, which is radiance of your soul, has 7 layers composed of white light in all the colors of the spectrum. Throughout this chapter, you will learn about each of the 7 layers of your aurora and what each color typically indicates about a person. So this is how psychics, mediums, high priests, they read people's energy. Some people can naturally do this, but it takes practice to make perfect. You have to be consistent in order to be able to read people's energy, but everybody has this energy field around them. Alright, here, Colors in the aurora. Most auroras, you ever heard of the aurora borealis or the northern lights, those green lights that's over the northern pole? See, green, it correlates with the heart chakra, which deals with love. The heart is where the blood pumps through, which is the plasma. You know, get where I'm going with this? Let me say that again. The heart chakra is green, which correlates with the northern lights. And those northern lights correlate with plasma. Plasma and ether, you know. Remember I told you that your soul consists of electrons, energy, that plasma is made up of ionized gases, which you call ether, you know. That's why when you go to one part of the ether is Exxon. That's why you see gas stations with the name Exxon, you know, because it's talking about a gas, a natural gas, an energy, you know. Cars work similar to the way that our bodies work as well. But let me get into this because I don't want to keep this video too long. I just want to get through this chapter, and whoever it's meant to reach and whoever it touches and whoever, you know, it opens up that new idea or brings enlightenment to, that's what I'm trying to do, you know, for those that have been following me for a long time. Most auroras have a dominant color that is consistent throughout what is called the auroric field. This field represents a person's overall personality and values, basically talking about your dignities, your traits, you know, your morals, you know, what you stand for, what principles you believe. Your aurora also changes colors based on the health of your body, mind, and spirit, as well as the state of your emotional field. Red is associated with passion, primal strength, physical vitality, and the root chakra. A person with a true red aurora has a strong connection to their physical body. Their profession may involve physical exertion, or they may be especially passionate about something or someone. Dark red indicates a person who is confident and grounded to the earth. Murky red indicates a deep-seated anger, in some cases as anger that fuels this person to push forward. A pink aurora is a sign that a person has recently fallen in love or that they are very connected to their sensual side. Dark pink usually means the person is immature or untrustworthy in some way. So that was the whole category of red. Orange is a warm, vibrant color that is associated with the sacral chakra and the emotions of creation. It is full of joy, and an orange aurora indicates that a person is connected to the spiritual plane. A bright orange aurora suggests good health, a zest for life, and an ongoing nature. If it appears as a reddish orange, the person is powerful and confident. If it is more on the yellow side, this indicates the person has a great attention to details and enjoys a mental challenge. A muddy orange is a sign that the person is in a bad mood and has no creative energy. So you see, like when it in the red category, whenever it talks about a murky color or a muddy orange, you know, or something of that nature, it always indicates that somebody is dealing with like a bad mood or a bad energy within their aurora or their energy field. And you see how the auroras, it correlates with the colors of the chakra, but once it goes into the next category of the layers, it's going to break it down a lot more. It's just giving you a precursor of how these things work, you know, and their colors. So just bear with me for a minute. Yellow has a strong connection to the intellect and is the color of the solar plexus chakra, or the source of someone's power. People with a bright yellow aurora are experiencing a spiritual awakening or are inspired by what they are learning. So another way you can see these, if you ever are sitting somewhere and you see a Pacific color orb, like a blue orb flash by you, or a white color orb flash by you. Sometimes you see an orange. I've seen all of them, live in person, clear as day, go past me. But it's going to break it down more, when you see these things. Energies are entities and angels are angles, and when we talk about energy, we're talking about ether. That's why I said in the beginning of the introduction, the angels or the etheric beings, because these are intelligences. Just like each category of the Yahweh deals with a specific trait to that divine masculine or feminine energy. So remember, everything is in duality. That's why in Gospel of Thomas it says when the two become one. That's just like when a man and a woman get married, they become together as one, as a soulmate. This same concept, same construct and ideology. That's another thing. If you follow consistencies and patterns, you can get the blueprint of how everything in the whole world works. The universe, the solar plexus chakra, or the source of someone's power. People with a bright yellow aurora are experiencing a spiritual awakening or are inspired by what they are learning. They tend to have a playful spirit, enjoy new concepts and ideas, and be driven by discovery. A dark yellow aurora indicates someone who is under academic pressure. Learning doesn't bring them joy and instead has become a chore. An even darker yellow shows an ego-driven person with low self-confidence, closed off to new information. Pale yellow points to someone who is very hopeful about their future. When yellow auroras appear with a greenish hue, the person is no longer feeling creative but may be jealous of those who are. Now we're in the green category. Green is the color of the heart chakra, connected with nature and the ability to help others. People with green auroras are welcoming, friendly, calm, and nurturing. They are healers, teachers, and those who work to improve the lives of others. A person with a light green aurora is full of love, but naive about making the world a better place. Forest green indicates a natural healer who gives their energy abundantly to others. Because of this, they need a lot of time on their own to recharge. When the aurora appears yellow-green, the person is overloaded with a mental state that prevents them from expressing their love. When the aurora is blue-green, the person heals by uncovering inner truth, perhaps working as a counselor or a doctor. A person with a murky green aurora is fully jealous and resentment and has a hard time accepting responsibility for their actions. So remember when I said whenever it says a muddy or a murky color, that's always dealing with a negative energy, because us as people, we deal with duality. So we have a good side and we also have a bad side. We have righteousness, and some of us, we're stuck in the world, the ways of the world, because we still human in nature. So sometimes we do what humans do, because everybody ain't turning the other cheek, or everybody don't have patience to deal with a bunch of nonsense and foolishness. So sometimes the Bible tells you, it says eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. It's basically telling you, do unto others as you want done to yourself. But at some point in time, there has to be a law of justice, and there has to be balance, and balance has to be made. Just like I say, thee that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Thee that killeth with the sword will be killed with the sword. And the more you read these other books and you learn the concepts of stuff, once you start to read the Bible and you start to see little things pop up, it'll all start to make sense to you. Just like the 12 tribes, the crystals, the gemstones. And once you learn about the traits that are associated with them and what they do, and then you start to look at those tribes and those characteristics, you'll see the connection and the pattern as well. Blue is the color of the throat chakra, most often associated with calm, support, and relaxation. If an aurora appears bright blue, the person maintains a balanced life and is the source of comfort for others. They are honest. Remember the throat chakra communications, it deals with wrath or kindness. And just like the Bible says, there's life and death in the power of the tongue. So remember that. If aurora appears bright blue, the person maintains a balanced life and is a source of comfort for others. They are honest. Honesty deals with communications and authentic. And that's why the 10 Commandments, it says, thou shalt not bear false witness. Thou shalt not bear false witness. Say that again. Thou shalt not bear false witness. Because your words are very powerful. There's life and death in the power of your tongue, your throat chakra, that energy field. They are honest and authentic, and they are capable of expressing their thoughts clearly. Royal blue in an aurora indicates a person who is developing their psychic abilities or someone who is connected to their intuition and adept at communicating with spirits. Dark blue is a sign that the person, see, all these things people frown upon, they are actually gifts, But a lot of people, they don't associate with them because they were taught by their oppressors that they were wrong. Satan deceiveth the whole world. Why would they want to tell you that you are capable of something that can empower you and can work against them in some type of way? So as you see this society does, they demonize and shun upon things that they want a negative indentation on, so that's called a form of programming as well. You program a person to believe this specific narrative. So now you trap them inside of this box. So they're only going to stay inside of this box, and they're not going to look at nothing outside of that box because they're going to feel damnation or they're going to feel wrong because that's outside of the norm. Remember, you are a unique character and a unique spark. If you ever learned in health classes how sperm works when it's working to get to the top, to get to the woman, they all fight to the top. It's millions and millions of sperm cells, but only one or two will make it to the top, and it's the strongest one wins. So that's why you as a person are a unique character, because you made it through all of that, all those different cells and energy fields, and you made it to the top. That's why here on this physical plane you need to be a unique character. You should not be worried about what other people are doing, other people's opinions and their outlooks, because everybody was taught in a different way. So everybody's going to have a different outlook, or it's going to be a debate. You got to go with what you feel. What's real you can feel, what's fake you can't relate. So you got to go with the spirit. You got to disattach from the physical body and the ways of the world and the ideology of the world and the majority. The path is narrow, it's not wide. So what everybody else is following is not always for you. That's why a lot of people feel trapped, and they feel isolated and stuck in these different ideologies of religion, because it's just like gangbangers. This person, they following this and this specific color over here, this one following this one over here. But now when we're dealing with religion, you're talking about denominations, or this one we do this way, we don't like the way they do that, So it's all set up to be divide and conquer, and Satan deceives the whole world, like I keep saying. So just keep that in mind. Dark blue is a sign that a person is unable to face truth. They are withdrawn from reality and feel as if they are out of options. A person with a light blue aurora is truthful and sincere. Now we on the purple. Purple is associated with the third eye chakra and generally aligned with the intuitive ability and spiritual connection. It is rare to see purple in an aurora, as most people do not seek to develop their psychic abilities. When someone has an indigo purple aurora, it is very likely they are psychic or currently collecting psychic information. A violet purple aurora indicates a visionary with desires to do good for humanity. Muddy purple means they may have spent too much time in the spirit realm. You know, remember what I was telling y'all about Marvel's Infinity War, Thanos and his color being the purple, and then all the crystals, gemstones, you know, that gave him a different attribute and ability, you know, to do what he did. He became a balancer, but he came to decrease the population. And think about Revelation. It says the Messiah is coming back with his garment dipped in blood. You know, he said he would not raise one instrument of war, but you know, but he said that, you know, 2/3 of the population is getting cut off. So look at the synchronicity there. All right, white. White is the color of the first layer. Wow, I just seen all the auroras just light up just now. A lot of times when I'm reading, you know, these orbs, they just start coming out the book. They will light up right in front of me. Or if I'm feeling a specific emotion, you know, just like right now, I feel the spirit coming through me because stuff is starting to become fluently, and I can quickly find something to compare it to, you know, that it correlates with, you know, to give you a better formation, understanding, overstanding of how these things work and their patterns, you know, and where these different concepts come through, you know. That's not an easy thing to do. Sometimes, you know, I'll have a couple and then I'll think of the other ones afterwards. See, most of the stuff as I'm commentating, I'm just freestyling of just spiritual downloads or stuff that I've went over time or seen, you know. Everything is connected. White is the color of the first layer of the aurora. It's what you see when you first look for the energy field around the body. It is the color of spiritual energy and is associated with the crown chakra. It is rare for someone to have primarily white chakra, but if they do, it indicates a newness and purity. Depending on your beliefs, this could indicate either a soul experience in their first incarnation or one in their final incarnation. White is more frequently seen within another color. If the aurora has a swirling pattern, the person is speaking truthfully. If there are white orbs around someone, that usually indicates a spiritual being is trying to communicate with the person. So remember what I said, if you start seeing Pacific orbs, just know that there's an entity near you or around you, and it's trying to grasp your attention to give you that idea. This is how it works. That's how the Akashic records work. You know, if you know about that, you know, that's new to some people, you know. And just like over here it says incarnation, you know, some people frown upon that as well, but the Bible talks about incarnations, talks about Elijah, talks about Enoch, talks about people being taken up without dying. You know, it tells you about people that come back, you know, people being resurrected, being raised from dead. So just remember that, you know. Some people remember, some people don't. Some people have deja vus, you know, and they can tap into that, but it's all about channeling your own energy and the energies that surround you. You know, everything that ever happened in history is already in your DNA memories. You just have to unlock it. You have to unlock that plasma. You know, you start sun gazing, start meditating, start grounding, come in tune with earth, you know, and you got to cut off all the static in the background from what everybody else is saying, you know. In order to become a master teacher, you have to study just about everything and how it works, and you got to find the consistency and pattern and how to correlate it, you know. Everything has purpose, you know, whether it's good or bad, you know. You just got to find what works for you. And speaking truthfully, if there are white orbs around someone, that usually indicates a spiritual being is trying to communicate with the person. So remember the colors of orbs and their traits that are connected with them. So if you start to see these things random in the middle of the night when you walk into the bathroom, you have sleep in the morning, you think you're tripping and you're not tripping. Sometimes people enlarge their aurora to create a protective bubble around themselves for ritual or spell work. When this happens, you may see a glowing white light expanding from them. Now the rainbow, this consists of all the colors, you know. Tells you about the rainbow as well in the Bible. I did a video on that a while back, you know. It says a rainbow aurora looks like a sunburst of colorful light. I actually seen an etheric being in the form of a rainbow through the rays of the sun one day when I was sitting on the porch, you know, and it was just hovering, laying right above me, you know, in the full shape of a human being. A rainbow aurora looks like a sunburst of colorful light. They are most often seen around highly trained people who work as energy healers. Sometimes the rainbow aurora will only be around the hand and or head. If the aurora is bright and shiny, the person is highly creative and radiates imaginative ideas. Some people believe a rainbow aurora indicates a person is in their first incarnation on Earth. Paler color in the rainbow aurora indicates the person might be a new healer or is on the verge of enlightenment. Silver, it is a rare to see silver as the full color of a person's aurora. More often you will see streaks like a shining ribbon or sparkles of silver glitter within the aurora. In both cases, the person is experiencing something magical in their life. This often happens just before they manifest something they have desired. People who work with and understand magic or magnetism are also more likely to have silver in their aurora. And remember, magic is just metaphysics. It's a natural science of nature, you know. See, dealing with spirits, that's a whole nother thing. You know, you have demonic spirits, you know, that people conjured, and you also have the angelic forces. And remember, these demonic forces, they have legions and authorities, as well as the angels of light do, because demons were once angels of light, you know. So, there's a duality there as well. You have one, see, like when people summon certain demonic forces, they have, if you're smart and you understand how these things work, you'll know that there's a Pacific angel that is designed specifically to counter that force that is trying to work against you. So that's why it's key to know how Pacific traits, people, places, and things work, you know, and what energies and vibes certain people are giving off, so you can distinguish the difference. Because in order for no weapon formed against you to prosper, you have to understand, overstand how the workers of iniquity work, you know. Believe it or not, over these spiritual beings you have dominion, because certain things are attached to you, you know, and you gotta be real bold to step into this other arena. This is what all the prophets, you know, patriarchs, matriarchs, seers, they all did, you know. Another word for a prophet is a seer, you know. Some people frown upon that just because the way that word is sound, you know. So we got to break the spells and we got to bring them back to the original roots of what these things really mean. Because believe it or not, you have spells of truth, you have spells of light, you have spells of darkness, you know. There's certain things you could say like mantras and other things you could say, you know, for the greater good. And then you have other things you could say for the bad, you know. It goes both ways. Everything goes both ways, you know. Can't have one without the other, you know. Alright, Alright, gold. Gold is another rarely seen aurora color. When someone attains spiritual mastery and has become an ascended being on a higher plane of existence, they will usually have gold in their aurora. They may appear as if the sun shines from them as they pass this enlightened energy on to those around them. This happens all the time. You can feel people's vibes and energy when they walk into the room. Some people have this ability. They can uplift your spirit and they can shut down other people's negative energy just by their presence being there. Some people get irritated and startled and rattled by it and they just flee. I've seen it happen multiple times. I've seen the numbers go up at work and business start to prosper when Pacific people was in the building. I don't want to talk so high and mighty, but I believe in myself. I'm very confident in myself, and I've seen it. And I've seen things decline when certain people ain't around, And I've seen when people think they can wrong you with the intent, because guess what? I capitalize on my confidence and my belief in myself and what I know I can do, and I know my worth, and everybody should know their worth, because you are rich in spirit. I know your worth, your tribulation and poverty, but you are rich. And I know the blasphemy of them that say they are Yahudim, which is Jews, but are not, but are the synagogues of Satan. So you have to know your worth. Most High knows your tribulation, knows your poverty, but you're rich. You're worth something, because these spiritual gifts that you have, the ability to overcome and not be overtaken, the ability to make the numbers go up at work, the ability to bring balance and peace in Pacific places, the ability to not get sucked in by negative energy or those people that be, which some people call them kiss asses, that in the workplaces, they got them everywhere, let's be honest, and you got people that just want to, throw you under the bus, find something to be wrong because something is so right about you, and something can't be that right about you, so something has to be wrong. So we're going to find something to be wrong. We're going to make something wrong. I'm going to try to get under your skin. I'm trying to agitate you to get a reaction out of you, and then I'll be justified for all that I've done. This is how the workers of iniquity work and think, So just know your worth. That's what I'm saying. Gold is another rarely seen aurora color. When someone attains spiritual mastery and has become an ascendant being on a higher plane of existence, they will usually have gold in their aurora. They may appear as if the sun shines from them as they pass this enlightened energy on to those around them. Be confident, because you're rich in spirit. Revelation 2:9. It can also indicate a person who is divinely protected and experiencing spiritual mentoring. Gold usually shows up around the head like a halo or around the heart. A black aurora is more difficult to understand. It often indicates that a person is holding on to harmful emotion and is unwilling to forgive or let go of these negative feelings. However, those who work with occult magic and Pacific crafts understand that black is a powerful color of protection. I have a black obsidian stone, and it tells you a lot about that as well too, how it can ward off any negative energy that's around you as well. Some people can create a protective black shield around them to repel unwanted energy and malevolent attacks. A black shield is usually temporary, so that's just temporarily, it's not the full body armor and breastplates of righteousness and the power of God. It's just temporarily you're blocking these things out, but they can keep coming back and attacking you. You want your energy field to be so strong that these things can't even stand to be in your presence. So some people can create a protective black shield around themselves to repel unwanted energy and malevolent attacked. A black shield is usually a temporary solution to their problem, and most people will shield themselves in white light. If you find a person who is consistently hidden in a black aurora, they may have cut themselves off from the light force of the universe, and perhaps due to traumatic experience. The 7 layers of the aurora. Your aurora consists of 7 layers. A suitable bodies that interact with the body, the chakra system, and your immediate environment. It is likely that there are more than 7 layers, but in our current state of human evolution, we can interact with these 7. Your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual condition, as well as your awareness, thoughts, feeling, experiences, health, will be reflected in the layers of your aurora. In the following pages, you will find a description of each of the aurora's 7 main layers. Alright, the first one is the etheric layer. The etheric layer is the closest to the physical body, extended about 2 inches out and connecting inward to the root chakra. This is often the first layer people can see when learning to see auroras, and it often appears as a pale bluish white color. When this layer is clear, the person is usually in good health. If it is cloudy or dull, it could point to physical or mental health problems. The etheric layer delivers energy to the physical body and stays until the physical body dies. Now, the emotional layer. The emotional layer expands about 4 inches beyond the etheric layer and connects inward to the sacral chakra. This is the layer that changes colors most frequently because it is tied to your emotional state. Bright colors in this layer indicate an emotional healthy person. Muddy colors means the person has experienced some sort of emotional trauma. If the emotional layer appears this thin and clear, emotions can move in and out freely, suggesting that the person can easily work through their emotions. If this auroric field seems dense, it is overloaded with emotions. This occurs when someone is closed off to their emotion or has experienced prolonged stress. The mental layer. Remember what the Kabbalion said, the universe is mental. The mental field extends 6 inches on average from the emotional body and connects inward to the solar plexus chakra. You know, solar plexus chakra deals with personal power and confidence, you know, where you make those mental decisions from. Thoughts and ideas originate from this auroric layer, filtered through your higher mind, your higher self, that Christ consciousness, and land in the solar plexus for processing. Remember that solar plexus, that light, that sun within, that's that Christ within, you know. The thought then travels up the spinal cord to the brain, where it can be converted into a communicatable form such as speech or action. Now, in the astral bridge layer, just as the heart chakra links the physical chakras with the spiritual chakras, the connected astral bridge layer carries energy from the higher planes of existence, the macro prosophis, to the micro prosophis, the higher planes of existence to the lower planes, you know, which is us, the microorganisms. Its main function, however, is to deliver pure energy of love from the spiritual planes into the heart chakra. That's where that plasma pumps, you know. Kind of looks like the aurora borealis, you know, the ether lights. We call them the northern lights, but they really the ether lights, because it's that ether that pumps through your heart and creates those electrons in the plasma and the DNA, the ionized gases. The layer extends about 12 inches from the physical body, though it can expand much further. Now, the etheric template layer. The etheric template layer connects inward to your throat chakra, which is the source of your inner truth. Pulling energy from this layer is powerful for magneticism because its connection to speech and the importance of words and magnetism. You know, magnetism, magic, heka, metaphysics is basically what you draw into yourself, like a magnetic gravitational pull. You know, all those words mean the same thing, or have the same concept of science, natural science behind them. You know, some people don't like to use the word science. Oh, I don't believe in science. I only believe in religion. Some people say I don't believe in religion. I believe in spirituality. But it all correlates. It's just different titles and names. So this layer extends about 2 feet out from and is basically a copy of your physical body represented in the spiritual realm. It is the blueprint of your body containing your genetic code for all your features. Very few people can see this layer, but anyone can feel it to detect health issues in the physical body based on the etheric template. Oh, now let's get to the celestial layer. The celestial layer, also known as the celestial body, extends about 2 feet from the etheric template layer and connects inward to the third eye. See? Now that's where that intuition comes from. You know, that's where those spiritual gifts come from. Third eye means abilities beyond the physical realm. So, and it's connected to the celestial layer. The third 2 feet from the etheric template layer and connects inward to the third eye chakra. This is the plane your mind visits when you dream or engage in activities like meditation, divination, and spiritual devotions. When you communicate with your spirit guides or experience psychic impressions, you are probably in the celestial layer. This is the layer that holds the experiences that are bigger than the individual, including memories, intuition, knowledge, trust, honesty, and unconditional love. Now, the next one is the Catholic template layer. Now you see how it says Catholic template layer? See, on the Hebrew Sephiroth, the 10 Sephiroths of the tree of life, the first one is Kether Chokma. No, I think it's Kether Chokma Bina. Kether, you know, which correlates with the crown, you know, where the halo is, because on the tree of life, you know, the Sephiroths, it's shaped like a human. It's all these points of a human face, and Kether is right here where the crown chakra is at. So that's another thing that I connected together. And when I read this, I was like, oh, see, it makes more sense, because I was like, well, the crown chakra is the crown chakra, and on the Hebrew Sephiroth tree of life, it's Kether. So now this right here, it linked it all together. The Catholic template layer, the final layer is the Catholic template layer, which spreads an additional 3 feet from the celestial body and is connected to the crown chakra. And as the outer layer of the spiritual and physical bodies, this layer protects and contains all the layers within. The Catholic template layer is connected to the collective consciousness, the universe, source, universal source energy, and the spiritual plane. And when you look at the crown chakra, it deals with consciousness and spirituality. So, as above, so below, you know? That's the magneticism. So we're connecting you to the spiritual realm. So this layer protects and contains all the layers within. The Catholic template layer is connected to the collective consciousness, the universal source energy, and the spiritual plane your soul returns to after your journey on earth is complete. The Catholic template also holds the blueprint or map for your soul's journey in this incarnation. That's where you get your Akashic records from. For more information about this map, please see chapter 9. Seeing and cleansing auroras. The best way to learn about something is to experience it. In this section, you will find some tools and techniques to help you learn how to see and cleanse an aurora or energetic field. Seeing auroras. Some people are naturally gifted at seeing and sensing these energy fields, but anyone can learn how to do it with a little practice and an open mind. You can start by practicing with yourself in the mirror or by looking at your hand. Simply gaze at the edge of your physical body with a relaxed eye until you see a white border. Then allow yourself to bring up and feel a variety of emotions and see how your aurora changes and expands. If you can find someone who is willing to let you stare at them for an extended period, have them sit or stand sideways against a white wall so you can see their profile. Look at the back of their head and follow the same process as above. At first, you will probably see only a muted color or a very faint outline, but with practice, you will develop this skill and you will eventually be able to see the colors around anyone's body. So you'll be able to read them even better. You know, some people read people based off their consistencies and patterns and behavior. Some people can read you just off the color spectrum and see the energy that's around you, you know. But the keys to everything is consistency and pattern, you know. You can find the truth out and you can find lies out and discern them by just watching the consistency and pattern and everything. Everybody's going to eventually slip up at some point. Or some things you're going to see this pattern, right? Well, this person really is what they say they are, you know. Because their actions is speaking louder than words, you know. You can say anything. That don't mean it's true, you know. But what you manifest, you know, you bring into existence, you know, those thoughts that you turn into actions, those ideas that you bring into existence in the physical, because you conjured them from the mental, you know, but you brought them into existence in the physical. But you had a thought, you had emotion behind it. Your emotion made you believe it, and that's how you achieved it. Alright, at the first you will probably see a muted color and a very faint outline, but with practice you will develop this skill and you will eventually be able to see the colors around anyone. Alright, cleansing auroras. This visualization exercise will help you cleanse and clear your auroric field and chakras. Start by sitting comfortably in an upright posture. Repeated practice of this visualization over time will raise your energy and open your third eye. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. As you inhale, count to 3. Hold that breath for a count of 3, then exhale for a count of 3. With each inhale, visualize clean air flowing into you. As you exhale, imagine blowing away any negativity. Repeat for 3 breaths. Then visualize yourself surrounded by a glowing white light. Say out loud or in your head, pure white light surround me. Nothing but goodness can touch me. I produce nothing but goodness. In closing, in chapter 2 you learned about auroras, their colors and layers, and how to see them in others, and how to integrate this understanding into practical magic, magneticism, heka, metaphysics, whatever you want to call it. You know, whatever word makes you feel more comfortable and sleep at night. If you're worried about what other people think about you or how they feel, just know that everything that happened in the Bible was magical, magnetic. It was very, you know, esoteric. It was very Gnostic. It was very Essene-ish. So just remember that. The next chapter will help you better understand using crystals to alter your own energy field and the environment around you. This gives your magic, hacker, magneticism, metaphysics, a boost and can aid in healing, improving your emotional state, and more. The closing exercise on page 26 will help you identify and strengthen your roar. So what I read today was I went through all the crystals and all the other stuff, so that would be the next lesson, because this is what I read the last previous after I did the chakras, so just working my way down and keep going. Oh, one more thing. It says you need to strengthen your roar to help do its job of protecting you from harmful and malicious energy. There are several ways you can strengthen your roar. You can cleanse it in your environment regularly, carry clear quartz to amplify your energy, or smoky quartz to repel negative, or simply set the intention that your aurora is perfect and complete around you. You can also do auroric exercise to strengthen your spiritual body, just as you can do physical exercise to strengthen your physical body, and mental exercises to strengthen your mind. Practice the exercise below to help you strengthen and sense your own energetic field. 1. Lie down in a quiet space. Bring your attention to your breath and allow your body and your mind to relax. 2. Imagine your aurora as a rainbow of color around you. Visualize your aurora expanding away from your body into the corners of the room and up the walls to the ceiling as far as you can stretch it. Now remember, the rainbow correlates with the Most High. The Most High in his energy state is Alkaluna All, the all in one, the one in all. So all the energy fields of the spectrum and traits and characteristics, it correlates with the Most High. So that's where you get the energy fields from. So when you see a rainbow, just know that the Most High God is present, or that energy is around. Alright, where we at? Well, I'm going to read 3 again. Visualize your aurora expanding away from your body into the corners of the room and up the walls to the ceiling as far as you can stretch it. 4. Then slowly pull it back to yourself. Stack the layers on top of one another until they are close to your skin. When your aurora is close, your energy becomes dense and intense. This is good for spell work, rituals, and you can, when you need to channel energy in magic, magneticism, heka, or metaphysics. 5. Repeat this as many times as feels right to you, expanding and contracting your energy field. 6. Repeat this exercise whenever you like. Observe and record changes in your mood and perceptions, emotions, and everyday experiences. Amim ta salah, aum ta sa, aum ta sa, amim ta salah. I'm out. Like, share, and subscribe. Pass this along to your friends, family, or anybody on a spiritual journey of enlightenment, waking up, Tap into your personal power. Just like the Messiah said. He said, ye will be able to perform the things in which I have and even work greater wonders. These are the times that we are in. The elect is in full effect, We're being activated. 12,000 out of each of the 12 tribes, 144,000. If it's 9 billion people on this planet and 2/3 gotta go, that means 6 billion eliminated, 3 billion left, and 144,000 special forces out of that other 3 billion. So it's a small number, and each one of those elect ones, they're gonna have Pacific groups that are gonna be attached to them out of that other 3 billion. So you do the math. 144,000, and then divide that by the other 3 billion that's left after the 2/3 from the 9 billion get wiped away. So look at how these numbers work. 3, 6, and 9. Salah, I'm out. Like, share, and subscribe. Once again, please do. Please do. Send me some comments. Talk to me. Tell me what you think. Tell me where you at in your spiritual journey. We all been awoken up years ago. A lot of us. Some of us just waking up now. But we've been through the process of learning who we are as people, how special we are. You know, everybody's been talking about it in different ways, from non-ether beings to the true Israelites, you know, to the true Native Americans, Indians. Some people call us Moors, you know. But that spark of that melanin and that DNA and that RNAs, you know, it means a lot, you know. Shemesh means the sun, you know, Shem. The Bible talks about the children of Shem, but the magical name for the sun is Shemesh. So you do the math. Put 2 and 2 together. I'm out.